Hey everyone, how's it going? So what we're going to do now is output a visual indication as to which post they're currently viewing, because in a situation like this, or like this for example, they don't know which one they are viewing. Well, they probably do know because they clicked on it, but it's not immediately clear which is the main post being focused on here. So what we're going to do is just make the text slightly larger. If I go back to here, I've been debugging, let me get rid of that. You'll see that I make the text and the buttons larger for the main post that we're viewing, and that's the same thing that Twitter does too, so we'll just do the same thing there. And this is really straightforward. What we're going to do is go to the create post HTML function, and we're going to we'll add a second parameter. This will be called large font. We're only ever going to use this large font setting in one place, just on here, that's it, nowhere else. So we don't want to have to pass in a value for this every time we call create post HTML. So what we're going to do is give it a default value of false. So I'm saying large well, where did that go? I don't know what just happened, it scrolled or something. So we're saying large font equals false, and what that means is if you don't specify a value for this when you call the function, it will just default to false. So we can still call this create post HTML function and only pass in one parameter for the post data. We don't have to pass in a value for this. If we do pass in a value, it will use it. If we don't pass in a value, it will just set it to false. Okay? So that means we only have to update this in one place, and that is in the function we created, this one, output post with replies. Now, the main post is always going to be this one, so this is the one we want to set to true there. So all we're going to do is set this to true. Everywhere else we call create post HTML, we can just leave it like that. It will default to false. It's exactly the same as if we did pass in false there, but we don't need to do that. So yeah, that's all we need to do. Just pass true in there, and then we're going to use it. So if I scroll up to the create post HTML function now, we will first, what are we going to do? We will first create the class underneath there. So var large font class equals a large font, which of course comes from there. It's a true or false value. Well, I've lost it here. So we'll say if it's true, then we're going to use I don't know, large font. Call this class whatever you want, but that'll do me. Large font. If it's false, just put that as an empty single quotes. Okay, so let's take this value now. And all we're going to do is scroll down, and on the post, we're going to add a class here, as well as post class. We're going to have another class here for large font class. And this will either be large font or it will be empty. So now, the post in question, if I refresh the page, should have a class of large font. Does it? Right there, yeah, it does. Large font. And all we're going to do here is go and increase the font size. So I'll go to our sources tab in the CSS file. Right at the bottom, I'm going to say .post .large font. So this is targeting the post element, which also has the class large font. So make sure there's no spaces between those. And then I'm going to target the post body, which is inside that. And we will start by saying font size. It's going to be 23 pixels, so made it a bit larger. But to make the buttons larger, we have to also target the post footer as well. So in fact, I'll copy that line and then paste it, and this will be post footer. And I can see the buttons haven't taken the size, and I know what that means. It means it's not inheriting the font size. So why is it not doing that? Let me see where this is set. I'm going to inspect this, and I'm going to see where it's getting its font size from, or at least try. Font size, where's that coming from? Okay, that's coming from Bootstrap. Inherit, that's what I expected. So what else do we have on the button this time? Let's see what we got. Font size, where's that coming from? That's inherit as well. Post container. Did I set a font size on the post container? Let me go back to the font.css file and search for font size. Where have I set a font size so far? On the H1, on the nav, text area, post action container. No, I don't know. I mean, I know what we need to do. We need to just inherit the font size. The solution is actually simple. I'm just trying to work out why it hasn't automatically inherited it. I'm trying to figure out where it's preventing that. Or what have I missed that would make it do that? I mean, I think if we just added an inherit to the button itself, it would... Oh, wait. Oh, I see... hang on a minute. There's a comma right here. If this is it, I'm going to be so sad. That was it. So, it was working all along. It was the comma. The comma was at the end of post footer. That's it. So, that was terrible. So, yeah, we had it working. Just don't be stupid and add a comma at the end like me, because it doesn't work with that. So, yeah, let's just, let me copy this, and then paste it in my CSS file. So, where am I? Open my main.css file, paste that in there, give it a save, and that should be it. Okay, it works. Happy days. I never want to see this feature again. Awesome. So now we have a large font to show you which post you've clicked on.